fox, little hedgehog now because I changed it to hedgehog. Today I am making a story. It's almost close to the Sonic Zombop story, but there's a few differences. Yes, it's gonna be somewhat. We're gonna do each character and the stats and stuff like the affection AUs, but the difference is it's not. Hi. Difference is it's only gonna be depending who it affects. Like there's some that's gonna be like in the middle, some that actually can't get affected. I don't know what that means. But as I was saying, so it's gonna be as characters that died, characters that died that become humans, or no, that characters that were humans that their spirits were stuck in the characters. Oh. So I was saying as Ariel, Jenny, Soye, and Rouge, and Nick, they were humans, but their spirits were turned into those characters. Same thing, I am going to add Ariel's mom, but she may look a bit different because she is a hedgehog No. She is a cat, but different a bit. So Ariel's basically both, but the main one she looks like is a hedgehog. So Ariel, Jenny, and Soya and Rouge and Nick can get affected because they're humans. This like affection can only bother like NPCs or characters that are basically semi NPCs. So if it's like Metal Ariel, because actually I actually got done finishing her. Just give me a sec. There is gonna be a new one that's gonna be for Ivos. I need to change the Dr. Eggman's character. There is going to be an Infinite. We're going to have Infinite, like our own version of Infinite in the story. Because that's how she's going to look of Infinite, and our own Mephiles is still a boy. It doesn't really matter the gender swap thing. Because like same thing with Metal Ariel. It is a boy. And here's Alice. The Amy version in Ariel's EXE. So we're going to do the first stage of Ariel, and then we're going to go with each of the other characters and which characters actually did get affected and characters that didn't. I did change Ariel's design, but it's only really little, so it's not like completely changing it. So, yeah. The only time I think she can turn to her evil form, that's EXE. Oh, hi! As in, yes, she can semi be an EXE, but not completely. The only time she does is when her anxiety goes like over the top, so that means like she kind of is losing who she is a bit. So that's only when she can turn to an EXE. And honestly, when you guys see her, she's just her normal self. I don't know what the last one means, but sure. Go subscribe to Lana Cook. If I said that right, I'm sorry. I have problem reading sometimes. Like, I'm in the 50-50 of knowing how to read and not knowing how to read. Yes, I kind of did change the shoes for Ariel, so that maybe in the later shots when you guys see, they might change a bit. But we are going to add Knuckles to the story, or our version of Knuckles. We're going to call him Nux for the meanwhile. I wouldn't have an official name yet. So, you guys say, Naku? Supposed to be close to the Japanese name, because just like Keiji is basically the name of shadow in Japanese. I just shouted out. I said go subscribe to Lena Cook. I don't think they could really get hungry, but like, yeah, they eat and stuff, and yes, they can get hungry. I think for Ariel, it's not really a big problem. I don't think she eats a lot of junk food or stuff. Ooh, actually, I'm playing. See, so I know when they use like AUs and stuff, they always do this is the hunger stuff, stress, but I'm gonna put anxiety. So like depending how much of the character's anxiety goes or positivity. I think for Sylvia, hers won't really be a problem. So I think Alice and Sylvia are trying to keep it to positive. I think others are kind of will be losing it a bit. Ivo semi because he did lose the daughter and a son, so I think that's gonna cause him a little to not more in a depressed state. So let's see. I still need to change my keyboard for the old one. Let's see. So I'd say hunger would be just 0 because I don't think he really doesn't mind actually eating anything at all. Maybe she'll eat now and then, but I don't think she would really care. There you go. We got hunger set 0. It's still to a Billy keyboard, you know. Never change it. Let's see, stressed. I'm trying. Give me a sec, guys. I have problems saying spelling stressed. Stressed, not dressed. I hate audio sometimes. Hi. So this one I would say to 88%. I'm trying to think what else I can add. Anxiety will be somewhere around 90, so that's what I'll add. But no, anxiety is probably going to be around 10 for the meanwhile. I'll say, we'll put 11. So yes, there's going to be the characters that can't be affected and can't or semi be affected. So my version of Mephiles, I haven't finished actually drawing yet, but you actually will get to see it, can semi get affected. So it's like in between. So it can go to not get affected to semi. So it could like go back and forth that he doesn't want. So he made a little like wristband kind of thing. You know how in Saturday AM, the Sonic cartoon, Nicole was in this little thing. Like I guess like a kind of thing. What do you mean? This everything is fine. But yeah. Because it would go back and forth. And yes, Ariel can have an EXE form, but the only time would be when her anxiety goes like to 100. So that means like losing control. Yes, there's a lot of EXEs that don't need anxiety to be an EXE. Like same thing with her. She doesn't need the anxiety to be an EXE, but I think that's what she would actually try to kill. So she wouldn't want to actually kill her friends. I'll say it would put positivity. I'll put happy for meanwhile. That's kind of how low it is. We'll draw the other ones. But yeah, there is going to be characters and stuff like that. And you'll get to see the knuckles. I don't know if I want to plan like doing voice acting because I wouldn't really I don't have money to pay like people to do voice acting, or I wouldn't know who would be available to do voice acting. I know I'm gonna be Ariel because she is my main character. Yeah, I get it. They usually grab different voice actors, but I want to try my voicing my own character. But I'm not really sure if I would. I don't really know if I'm actually would finish the series because I know I'm that person that, oh, I have this cool idea to do this, and then I don't finish it. I know why I started in the first place. But, maybe. I think it'll be cool. So, I would say this is how the story goes for this one. Someone or somehow the break coding for the game started a glitch virus. So any NPC will get affected from that virus, and it's really hard to save those NPCs. That turns them to like kind of creepy monster things. From the research of okay, it's not gonna be from actually Ivo, but I think it's from somewhat KJ that actually found the research with Rouge. That was going to find the research. I think it was just a normal day, everybody was having their little picnic. Yes, KJ wasn't there. Yeah? Sorry guys. As I was saying, KJ was doing her own stuff until she saw a random like she probably thought it was paint, right? It was a like little purple mixed with blue kind of thing. She thought it was just a normal like paint, so she kind of just ignored it. Later on, when she was just going through the woods, she saw a random like figure, but not like the normal little flickies or stuff, or not flickies. They're little animal buds. So as she wanders off, she kind of saw it was like the mix of like a random creature. It was all like bented and twisted. It was like it can only whisper, but it can never say actual stuff. Kijek wouldn't really understand what it's saying because it couldn't really say proper, like, it can't actually say the words right. But of course, the creature was trying to attack, but luckily KJ got out in time. Of course, she was going to warn Ariel and the others about the monster. Sorry. Yeah. As Kiji was telling about the creature and stuff, of course Rouge was interested, wondering what it was. As KJ was describing how the creature looked, everybody was kind of suspicious of what it was. They never remember seeing something like that. Of course, they have seen random things, but they will usually see that in other universes they have to save. KJ said it was something different than usual, as always. The other was like, of course it is, because it's something different. I can't say my phone number. Sorry, guys, but at the same time, I don't want random people calling me, so I can't let anybody have my phone number. At the same, everybody was just still joining the picnic, so they kind of thought it was fake, but at the same time, they kind of still went to investigate. They couldn't really find the creature then, but of course they heard a scream from a house. Luckily, in time, they got to save that person. But everybody was kind of creeped out of how that thing looked. Looking like the mouth was broken, but it could still whisper from its vocals or something. They couldn't really tell what it was, but it kind of did left one fur. So, yeah, there's a new design right here. It didn't really change. I was about to change the fur color, but yeah. I was saying, they were confused on what it was in the first place and how it got like that. But luckily, it left a fur trail. Oh, hi. Same time, they were trying to find more researches. So, Chris Jenny tried to discover what it was and finding out it was a glitch, but they never know who what the glitch was from. So luckily, they were trying to find more researches until they see it was spreading to more places. At the same time, there's different stages. It's like in normal AUs. There's basically actually 6 stages to this thing. So the first one, they get irritated, but they kind of do split out whatever the glitch was, or like whatever their body is infected with from that glitch. Depending on what state they're at, could really affect them badly. So I guess if they were sleeping and they didn't know the glitch was coming, or they were waked up too late, it could leave them in like a kind of sleep mode, but at the same time they could still move. It's like sleepwalking as another way. If they were stabbed, it leaves a giant hole that when they keep transforming. If it got inside of the body as a different way, it could really affect them. If scratched, the scratch mark stays there, but still transforms. If this one is gruesome, but organs were eaten, it takes the vessel of the body it cannot be there anymore. So like the souls and stuff are still like there, but it's like they can't control it. It makes sense, yeah. In AU, they can't control it. The 6th stage is where the whole virus takes over. So whatever the first one was, when they don't have their organs and its organs to take out, it's completely where it takes the vessel. But the other ones, it could take the vessel of the human, or I mean the animal people. I'm not to say that for me. Well, I haven't think of the name. Could take them. So it means like they can't physically talk or speak, and it's that monster taking over. The first stages will go to small to medium to bigger stages. to the last one, it's basically probably halfway of the tree or semi close to a tree. But we got Ariel's and yeah. Next one we're gonna go with Jenny. I think yeah, she's still trying to find out what it is. Luckily they could use the plane. Thing what's dumb is they're not super duper fast, but it's like medium fast. Almost you could say maybe an average animal or like a car speed, but not close to Sonic's. So I'm gonna have to end it with Jenny because I don't have my other chargers. But as explained, you know, of course they went to the master. Well, not the master. Let's say yeah, they have their own Chaos Emerald, but they call the flower flower stones. Kind of like what resembles Ariel's a little flower. Actually, kind of just didn't know why I did that for the design, but honestly, I think it's cool. It makes her different, not just looking like a goofy Sonic cartoon. But yeah, of course, Tails was researching. Of course, they try to make sure some of the people were okay. But I'm not sure what else I could put to this. But she found out it could only bother NPCs and not normal or what they are. Of course, Jenny doesn't actually have a memory of what happened to her and how did she got into whatever she is now, right? So she just questioning why it doesn't bother them. Of course, Ariel never tells her whatever happened to them when they were actually small into the real world because yeah, they kind of got brutally murdered. Same thing. Because after like some time, they kind of do forget what happened to them in the real world. So like Jenny was too small to understand what happened to her, so she doesn't actually really know. Of course, she's gonna try to research along with Eggman, but Eggman was just like I think it was an hour or so until he saw what was happening. Metal Ariel did get affected into the virus, including Eggman, or I mean Ivo daughter. Infinity can't actually really get bothered from the virus at all, so it doesn't actually bother. See, Infinity is also a trapped spirit. That's the thing. Each of them, so like Jenny to all of the others, I would say they can't really get bothered because they are trapped spirits. So it can't bother them, so they can basically handle it. The only way Ariel can get bothered is when the anxiety is up. So when the anxiety up, it could just cause her to come to EXE. I'll try to. I don't think I have each of theirs in this one. Let's see. This is my old tablet, so I had to take the screenshots from my YouTube just to have each of their designs. I kind of forgot. So, according to Mr. Lion Star, I'm gonna have to freaking change that name. I kind of just think this kind of sounds stupid now. Or maybe I don't know. You guys can give me the names for my version of Starline, and maybe I'll change the design a bit. Yes, the tails did change a bit, so to more like classic. So they're gonna go like this a bit. Because yes, if she doesn't brush her tails, they go like that. And yes, she did change the gloves. She thought it would be cooler to change them. I kind of forgot how I designed her shoes. I haven't drawn her for a meanwhile. For a little info, um, actually, I don't really know what else. I think for hers, we're gonna just put a 99, so she's good for the meanwhile. Later on, it will get a little bit smaller, or just go like back and forth. So it'll be like not good, good, not good, good. You know. Uh, the little info for yeah. So I have changed a few things. So there's gonna be some remix, or I mean redesigns for the characters. So they may change a little, but not completely. So let's see. Wow, hard. I was 0.0. I'm about to end it here, guys, because I'm about to let my tablet charge for the meanwhile. So I'll put more info and try to think more for the story, and I'll tell you what changes or what changes I'm not gonna change or whatever stuff. Bye.